This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com. We're slinging out yet another video review today. This time taking a look at an application we've already got booted up and optimized for brightness and etc. and everything's ready to go, and this application is called Noisepad. It's available for a solid $2.99 in the App Store, so $3 give or take. And this application definitely falls into the same category as, say, a synthesizer, live music, slash, music creation app for the iPad. They're not in the same sense that, other, say, Moog emulators, etc. Would fall into, or even something like GarageBand or Looptastic or Studio.hd, stuff like that. This is a completely different bin. We'll show you more of that in just a second. But we really did enjoy this app, and we feel like it has a lot of potential. If you're into this kind of music creation on the iPad, this is definitely an app to be watching for a number of reasons, most notably this shop function, which we're going to go ahead and hit. The app comes with a couple of pre-recorded samples by Chucky, who is currently the only A-list artist to be involved with the project, and we're hoping more will come along. Because this app is essentially, we'll talk more about this in just a second, but essentially it's a soundboard or sound bank for these various pre-recorded loops, and then you can also add your own, which we'll talk about more in just a second. But the more of that's here, obviously the more appeal that will be added to the application, especially for people that are into this kind of thing. So as A-list artists get involved, we feel like that would be a tremendous advantage for the app, and we really hope that takes off. But to give an example of what the app actually is, you're given these drum pads, and these are not just drum pads, although we do currently have it set to do drum type sounds. I'm going to go ahead and turn the volume up so you can hear this. So again, just kind of your basic drum pad there, but you also do have this very, highly functional, extremely easy to use mixer along the side. So say we want to mess with the pitch, we're pretty low as is. You can crank this up, which is great. If you happen to be DJing with something else going on in the background, which we're going to go ahead and mention, this does come with iTunes background capability, meaning you can be playing a track in iTunes and then adding flair and accent to the song via these soundboards.
Detroit.
So sorry, I hit the Detroit button and I had to do it. You can add these accents and whatnot to the iTunes track that's running in the background. If you want to match the pitch, you can do so kind of DJ style using this. You can even do fun stuff like that too. There's also a delay function and a reverb, as well as a cutoff, phase, and crush. So if you're into these kind of bit sounds, you do have that here. So if you're into that kind of music, that's definitely, we're going to go ahead and turn the delay down so you can actually hear things better. And of course there's a master volume along the top, as well as a dry-wet percent. And this also comes with this tab functionality, which kind of, sort of corrects one of the major problems that we had with the app. There's also a left and right trigger, so you can change what is on the left and right, which is nice. But in terms of the actual tap, this is of course the same kind of DJ tap function that's with most DJ sound controls. Now, and the idea here is that it's very hard to actually time this well because there's a fair amount of lag on the pads themselves, which isn't so noticeable right here, but if you actually try mixing with the song, it's pretty noticeable. And so what this does is tries to correct that by timing directly to whatever beat you happen to set. So if you have a track going in the background, you can simply tap along to set the beat and then hit these, and then they will attempt to auto-correct. It works fairly well, not as well as we might like. We would have liked just more responsive pads to begin with. Likewise, say a direct BPM function, because this tap, obviously there's not too precise of controls. You do have to get good at the tapping, and if you're new to that, it may take you some time to get used to. So we'd like a direct, very precise BPM control, as well as just a couple of quantized triggers would be nice too. This app does come with a lot of different sounds, though, some of which are kind of profane. So if you don't like that, sorry, that's kind of a part of the scene too. So you might want to investigate that a little bit more. But we really did like the sound options that were included. There's only 3 banks at the moment with this pack, not to mention the Do-Re-Mi sound pack that we showed you earlier, but they're all quite nice. We would have liked a bit more, obviously, the more the merrier, but at the same time the ones that are included are great. We especially like these various drum sounds. This isn't a complete kit, but at the same time the sounds that are included are great for this kind of live music, and we especially loved this white noise alongside the kick low. which is just great. So you can do stuff like that. So all in all, we are going to just mention a few of our main complaints with Noisepad. The fact that it's $2.99 is spot on. That's a lot cheaper than a lot of these synthesizer / live music apps. That being said, there's no recording function, which is a huge drag. If you want to actually record any of your performances, integrate them with other things, there's no Sonoma audio copy paste, so you can't paste this into Looptastic. Neither can you take it to, say, Studio HD and do some superb mixing with your final mix down. It does come integrated with iTunes, which is great, so it's more for adding, say, flavor or accents to your work during a live set, which is what we understand the point of this was, and it works very well for that. If you wanted to add, say, that to a live show, you could do it very easily. Likewise, you could tap out your own sounds, and the best part of this app is actually the fact that via iTunes you can load your own custom sound banks, which is fantastic if you're a DJ or a house musician. Obviously, you can take all of your own creations, load them in here, and then add those accents to your live shows. So in that sense, it's absolutely great. Though we still would have liked some recording functions, more integration with other music apps, not to mention exporting to other sources like SoundCloud, etc. So that's kind of a drag. So all in all, we are going to give Noisepad a 3.5 out of 5-star rating. It's not the greatest sound pad we've ever seen, though it does have a heap of potential. We loved this mixer. The layout is perfect, and it's just absolutely the right feel for this kind of app. And as more artists get along with the shop and more presets are involved, we really hope this application takes off, because we really did love it. We're quite enamored with it. It's just not quite where it needs to be yet, but definitely keep an eye on it. A couple of updates. It may be the music app to have on the iPad. So again, 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's all we have to say about it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. We'll see you guys later. Bye.